This is an interview with Derryle Peace on January 6, 2010. We're in the new alumni building on the campus of Texas A&M University-Commerce, Texas. My name is Jim Conrad. I'm head of special collections, and Dr. Shannon Carter, who's assistant professor of literature and language, is here.
Associate.
And this will become part of the LSTA and National Conversation and Writing programs and projects here. We want to thank you for taking time out this afternoon to talk to us about your recollections of old E.T. We usually like to start by asking where and when you were born.
Okay. Born May 3rd, 1952 in Dallas, Texas. I'm a native Dallasite and grew up there.
Can you tell me where you grew up in Dallas?
Yeah. I grew up, essentially I grew up in, the two terminologies for my community. Some people call it North Park. I grew up again, it was, things were still segregated at that time. My neighborhood is also known as not Elm Thicket, but Elm Thicket, like Deep Elm. I grew up in that area. It's an interesting area. It's near Love Field Airport. I grew up near Mockingbird, the old Coca-Cola plant. We could wake up in the mornings, my brother and I, through the Dallas Morning News, and we could smell the bread being baked at Manor Bakery, the old Coca-Cola plant. Actually, our house was on the flight plan, part of the flight plan for the old Braniff Airlines, long before Southwest Airlines. And so propeller planes actually flew right over our house. And so I grew up in that neck of the woods. My neighborhood, the border is Lemon, Mockingbird, Lover's Lane. And so it's a pocket. It was originally, part of the neighborhood was an all-black neighborhood. In the early 60s, our neighborhood actually enlarged because African Americans didn't live past University Drive, and then we moved. Then the whole neighborhood became pretty much a mixed neighborhood. So that's the area of town. And I go to your friend's house because their parents were there. And we're like, there's nowhere to go, so why should hooky?
Yeah.
We grew up at a time where our teachers, which I think were ahead of their times, they always said, we're preparing you for integration because in your lifetime, schools will desegregate and you will go to school with kids who are not African American. It's gonna happen. And so we always, that's interesting in that my friends and I, when we get together, we talk about that. We were prepared because our teachers always said, you will be able to compete. And when we go back, we go to high school, and later on, we found out that what we were doing was accelerated math. We were taking, even though I was in the 4th grade, we were using the 6th grade English book. We were learning, our math teacher, Mr. Callahan, taught us the early binary system. Little did we know, he was teaching us computer science. We didn't know that. Yeah, so we went to school, went to that school for 7 years, and what's interesting about junior high is that in the city of Dallas, and I'm still a relatively young man, there are only 2 junior highs that I could attend. One was in West Dallas, it was Sequoia. The other one was Pearl C. Anderson, it was in South Dallas. I didn't live in either one of those neighborhoods. They were 15 miles from those schools. So as an 8th grader, I went to Booker T. Washington High School, which is now the Arts Magnet School in the Arts District in Dallas. That's where I learned that my neighborhood and our village was different because I went to school with kids who lived in that neighborhood. I grew up in a neighborhood that didn't have apartments, so I didn't go to school with any kids who lived in apartments. We didn't have public housing in our neighborhood. Who did anything to us?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What influence did the civil rights movement have on you?
Well,
that was going on in the 60s and all of the protests and then the legislation that went through Congress.
Yeah. Yeah. I was affected by, all of us were affected by it. The good thing for me and for probably a lot of my friends is that we had this, we had an upbringing that taught us to forgive. That indeed everybody, the mean-spirited people who spat on me and who threw things at me and who called me nigger when I was standing at the bus stop, that was not the whole world. That was, my anger was specific to people who had done me wrong, not to everybody. To live in a world, to live a life where I'm angry at everybody who's Anglo was nonsense.
But the drive to the Norris community is paved and the streets are the homes are plumbed. So there's just that disconnect. So you were there when the talks started happening, when NAACP, I guess the Norris Community Club formed, and a lot of that, I understand, a lot of those talks happened at Mount Moriah. So were you involved with that?
No, because pretty much we were students. My existence was on this campus, and so the majority of my experience in commerce had to do with this campus. Now, at that time, and the conversion happened, the Norris community was called the Whole. And we were conscious of that, and we made comments of why does it have to be called the Whole, and why is it that, well, we already knew the answer, that if a train comes through and blocks the track, that you can't get out of the Norris community.
Interesting. I hadn't heard that yet. Huh.
Got to cross the railroad track.
Well, was it mostly Anglos that were calling it the Whole?
No, because it was just the vernacular used among African Americans. And slowly but surely, people said, you know what, we really need to stop calling it that, because it's not a term that we gave it. It's what we heard it was called. Now, who called it that, I don't know. I don't know if that originated from the black community. I don't know where it came from. But we recognize that is a degrading term. We need to do different. And I don't remember how the name Norris community got on our tongues, but we started calling it the Norris community like everybody else.
So, on campus, there are some things happening with, I understand Talbot had a program putting white students with black students in the dorms and things like that.
Interesting you bring that up. I participated in the second one of them.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I was a freshman. We did it in Binion Hall. Why did I volunteer? I volunteered because I needed to do something and because it was a new experience. And so we went over on a Friday during the day early, met, we had group sessions, we were paired with someone of the opposite ethnicity. You slept together, you ate together, and
what did you think about the experiment?
Well, I'm one of those that I volunteered because I wanted to gain something from it. And no matter what happened, I was going to come out of it with a better person.